Hey, Ando, can I give everyone a quick update here?
Sorry. Sorry. You can give it an update.
Getting things ready for later in the show. like, you know how DJs do it and they obviously switch it to just so they can hear it?
Yeah.
Was that what you were trying to do, Jay?
I was trying to turn off on one thing and I turned on another.
Yeah. Important.
Again, like a DJ.
That he's not on the International Space Station or something.
Whoops. We decoupled when we should have closed the doors before we did that. Sorry, everyone. You would have felt a little bit of a draft there for a second. That's just the void of space. I just very, very quickly opened the door, but it's all back now. All good now. Oopsie doopsie. Can I give you a quick update? There's not an upset, Andy.
Okay.
One thing I've been really quite enjoying lately, or this year, with my little boy who's in year 1, is doing canteen duty.
Yes,
and you get at his primary school. I've done it a few times now, and I have a great time
You've
doing it.
earned you're in touch with the Common Man T-shirt by going and doing canteen duty for sure. As soon as you leave in whatever car you're driving, it gets a raise. But at the time,
when I get picked up in the hybrid Lexus by whatever the driver's name is, I switch T-shirts. But at school, I wear the In Touch with the Common Man. Funnily enough, though, a lot of the kids ask, like, how much do you get paid to do this? They seem to be quite fascinated.
The canteen.
Yeah, they're always at the window going, what do you do? You know, like, what are you doing here? Like, do you work? He was like, no, you just, you're allowed to come and help out. Put your name on a roster. Yeah. And they're like, what do you get paid? Well, nothing. And they're all like, nothing. It's like, well, you can eat whatever you want. Oh. Well, correction on that, because it's Alana is the
You thought you had that rule at Video Easy, but it turns out you were just stealing.
In this case, you can eat whatever you want, and the owners of the store can know about it. But in Video Easy, no, I didn't tell Jill and Steve what I was up to. It was more of a private project where I was eating 2 to 3 Magnum Egos a shift. But at the canteen, I thought you could, because you get a free lunch order for your kid. So I go in and I just I fill out Sonny's lunch and just have an absolute, it's like supermarket sweep. I'm just cramming it full, just loving it. You do his lunch order. It's actually quite a lot of pressure doing the lunch orders because you and I, it's like working in hospo because it's like, come on, we've got an hour. You're going to get all the right amounts of stuff.
And the kids coming up and placing their order, or are you getting it on an app or
paper
bag?
It's
still the paper bag system?
Still a paper bag, yeah. I mean, it comes in on an app, but then you write it on a paper bag. And then you've got like 60 lunches to go, 2 pizza scrolls in this. Okay, this one needs a juice.
Yep. And then does the kid come up and show his ID and then you...
Then you put them in the boxes and they get taken off to the class. The monitors come and get them just before lunch.
Oh.
Then during lunch, you'll get some of the cash transactions, but the hecticness is gone of getting it ready for that lunch rush.
Yep.
And then they'll bring their tickets for any frozen items. They might have a Twisted, or a Zuba Duper type, politically correct Zuba Duper with its fruit juice thing.
And would you be putting a ticket in the paper bag?
You staple it to the front.
You staple it to the front.
So you can know if you've done it already. Because you clearly haven't done canteen duty, because if you put it in the paper bag, you'd look at the orders and you'd be ruffling through the bag, wasting a lot of time. Yep. You would love doing canteen duty with Alana because her systems are phenomenal.
Can it be improved? That was my first feeling. Were you there thinking, can it be improved?
It probably can. Like if PricewaterhouseCoopers came in, I'm sure they could do like an audit and gut it completely, probably sack Alana, poor thing. She's been doing it for like 15 years or something, but they'd get rid of her and install a robot or whatever. Yep. But that's the fun of the canteen. Like, it's always Alana, and then you go as the parent, you kind of learn the ropes.
Does she like you, do you reckon, as a helper?
I think I'm not a bad helper, although I did have a mishap where I was under the impression we could eat whatever we wanted as the worker. She said it was never specified, but I was like, no, I thought we were sort of saying in a jokey way, because she just is like, she's all across, she knows every kid and across every order, she's a gun. And there's these little mini pizza scrolls that are only $1, and they're kind of, they're like the size of a party sausage roll.
Yep.
And they are just very Moorish.
Yes.
And so when I'm on the hot food and I'm putting all the sausage rolls, the garlic bread and stuff in the bag, and you burning through all the year levels and you're working quite fast on the hot food, getting it out of the pot.
Would have loved
It's great.
that.
Oh yeah, I was smashing a few of those too. And so you're getting it out of the food warmer and you're putting all the orders in. And I'm just eating quite a few pizza scrolls as I'm going on. Then Alana gets to, then we switch over and I'm on toasted sandwiches or something. Then I hear her yell out, "What's going on here? What have I done today?" She's a bit flustered. I'm like, "Oh, stay out of it." She's like, "How have I done this?" She goes, "God, I'm an idiot. I'm losing it. I sworn there was enough pizza rolls."
You're losing it to the fat guy at the other.
"Sorry, are you down pizza rolls?" She goes, "I'm down 3 pizza rolls. I thought I had more than enough in here." I went, "Right. Is there a specific amount of pizza rolls that need to be?" Gotcha. And so then we did that really caused a wrinkle in the production line because then we had to turn the pizza warmer up.
Yeah.
Get some frozen ones out, racing the clock to get the pizza scrolls ready for, 3C or whoever was waiting on their pizza scrolls. Got them in. Not a disaster.
While she plays defense on you for those extra ones.
Well, if you're putting more in, let's chuck a few extras in. But here's the thing. So once the pressure had died down, I realised, I need to do a poo.
Right.
And you're at school. Yeah. Now, kids that don't poo at school, primary school kids, here's a little tip for you guys, if and when the time comes and you're like, you'll realise, you think they would, because all at home you're like, as you're going through toilet training, you're like, we've got to get you ready for when you go to school. And kids are like, no one poos at school. You don't poo at school. You time your poos for your mornings and you do a wee at school. Yep. But very rarely would a kid poo at school.
Yep. And until grade 2, if you're doing a wee at school, you pull your pants down to your
all the way down,
and your undies all the way down to your
ankles. If you're a boy, that's right.
Until someone tells you that's not the way to do it.
It's not how they do it when you get to an office. So I'm sitting here, and so I'm aware of this now because Sonny's in year 1. I'm aware of the stigma that surrounds a poo.
All right.
And so 2 big questions are in my mind. First of all, like, I don't go to the kids' toilet. Like, they have littler toilets.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
They do have littler toilets. And I'm like, I can't be putting this frame on that toilet. No. Especially not because you don't want a kid walking in going, and then me walking out, and then, like, this could I realize I'm in a situation here where I could ruin his school career. Yep. Like, he could be in year 6 and it would be the kind of thing on the basketball court would be like, "Hey, remember when your dad came to school and did a huge poo?" And you're like, if something went wrong, that kind of, you don't escape that. No. So I'm like, okay, well, there needs to be a staff type toilet. Yeah. I'm sure there's a staff toilet.
Do you ask
Alana? So I ask Alana, what's going on? She goes, down, go out, turn left, turn right, whatever. Go down. It's just as lunch is starting. Yep. So there's kids milling around, and this staff toilet's very visible. It's like next to where everyone's playing down ball. Right. And, you're not disappearing into the corridors of the school. Basically, the door's on the outside of the school. Oh, no. And it's and so they know what's going on in there.
Yeah.
So I go, all right, Blake, if ever you had a gone in 60 seconds, this is it. Because if those kids get even the slightest hint of what you're doing in there, this could be the thing where it's like, remember your dad came to school. So I loudly announced to teacher, is this all right if I just go here and do a quick wee? Right? Very fun. Like, get the wee, you got to, and everyone's like, yeah, that's fine. Because, that's a normal thing to ask at school.
Yep.
Jump in for like flying through it. Then to add a little bit of extra, this is a move I've never really discussed too much on the podcast, but to add a tiny bit of extra authenticity to why you might have taken so long coming out of the toilet, like, why you might have been longer than a wee and edging into poo territory. Once you've quickly washed your hands, don't have time to dry them, but do a quick shirt dry because drying takes up a lot of time. Do a quick shirt dry, grab your phone. And then I came out of the toilet on the phone. So it looks like not only did I do my business in there, I've been chatting on the phone. No chance did I do a poo in the toilet. So I come out and then I'm like, okay, mate, see you later. And then the kids, because they're just kids, they're like, who are you on the phone to? Because there's a lot of Lego chat at school. Like, they just want to know about Lego. I said, Brickman.
Great.
Brickman.
Yeah.
And we were talking about maybe doing kids Lego Masters. And they were like, oh my God, that would be amazing. That's it. That's the story you should remember. It's not locked, not signed off on yet. Yeah. But that's what we were talking about.
Certainly didn't do a poo.
Wasn't doing a poo. So that's not the story.